This is the plaintiff, Francine Fedler. She says she bought a puppy from the defendant's shop. The poor thing became ill and she brought it back to the defendant for treatment. Next thing she knows, she goes back to pick up her dog and is told the dog is dead. Huh? The defendant didn't even offer her another dog or her money back. So she's suing for $1,000, the amount she's owed. This is the defendant, Benedict Gill. He told the woman she had to follow the proper procedure in getting her dog treated and seen by his vet. She chose to ignore the rules, dropped her dog back at the shop, and knew full well she was abandoning the poor little pup. Since she didn't adhere to the store policy she agreed to at the time of purchase, he isn't responsible for anything she's claiming. He's accused of pooping out on a pup.
All parties, please raise your right hands.
And welcome back to the People's Court. Next case in the docket, the plaintiff bought a pup from the defendant. It died, and the plaintiff says the defendant will not do the right thing. But the defendant says the plaintiff caused the dog's own demise. It's the case of one sick puppy.
Okay, Francine Fedler.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Good morning. You are suing Benedict Gill and Jesus Hernandez and Pet Resources, doing business as Puppy Resources, for $1,000 that you say you are out as a result of them selling you a sick dog. Okay. First of all, who are you?
I'm Benedict Gill.
Okay. And what is your role in this company?
Manager.
Okay. What happened?
May I speak first?
Who are you? Who is he?
This is my fiance. I'm the one who bought her the dog.
Okay.
October 12th, my wife had
Is she your wife or your fiance?
Fiance. My
Okay.
fiance had a birthday.
Do you have a ring on it?
Yes, she does.
Okay, go.
So she was talking about her dog that whole year.
Okay.
So we go inside the place and we looking at the little dogs in the showcase, and we came across this pug, cute little pug, 4 months old.
Okay.
So we paid $500 for the pug. When we get the pug home, to make a long story short, the pug is coughing and he's throwing up, and when he walked...
How long after you got the pug home was he coughing and throwing up?
The next day.
Okay.
The very next day. We had the dog for no more than about 9 days. The dog was 4 months old.
Okay.
So first we went back for shots.
Okay. And what day, how long after you'd purchased the puppy did you go back for shots?
We purchased the puppy on Tuesday, and we went back for shots on Friday.
On Friday.
That same week.
And due to that, he gave us some antibiotics for the dog.
Who's he?
Mr. Benedict.
The vet saw the dog and said...
Who brought the dog back Friday?
We both did.
Okay, and the vet saw the dog?
The vet was doing regular inoculations.
There's a vet at the puppy store?
He makes hourly... Yes, there is a vet that comes for hourly periods. They have a chain, I think, of pet stores, and he makes visits, and people come in for their inoculations.
Okay, is there a vet actually in the store?
There's not a full-time vet in the store. He runs a vaccination clinic once a week at the location.
Okay, at the store?
Yes.
So you guys provide him with an office?
Yes.
Do you pay his salary?
No, basically he leased the space at the store.
He leases the space from you guys?
Yeah.
Okay, so go on.
So
you bring the dog in on Friday?
And the vet said that he had bronchitis. He was unable to get any inoculations, and gave me 2 antibiotics and prednisone to administer. So
the vet said, I cannot inoculate this dog. The dog is too sick. Here are all these medicines. Did you leave the dog with the vet?
No, we brought the dog
back
for the weekend.
For the weekend.
He proceeded to get sicker. He started to cough more and limp, and he was getting sicker. I was feeling uncomfortable taking care of him myself.
Okay.
So we brought him back to the store.
What day did you bring him back to the store?
Monday.
Okay.
So almost a full week.
From the time you bought?
From the time we bought.
Okay, so you bring the dog back on Monday?
Right. Can you please finish the inoculation process on the dog, and we'll come take him back. We love her. I'm not comfortable.
Who do you give the dog to Monday?
His workers.
What's the name of the person you gave the dog? Are you the person they gave the dog to?
I was there. She was there.
Okay, you were there when they dropped the dog off, but you're not the person that they left the dog with.
And
there was a gentleman there.
Latino gentleman as well. I don't know his name.
That person's not here?
He's the one who told us that we could leave the dog.
That you could leave the dog.
That we could leave
now
the dog.
You have a very different version about this, right?
He told us that we could leave the dog.
So you leave the dog, and what happens?
They told us to go meet the defendant right away. So we went to go try to find the other store where he was at.
Okay.
So we couldn't find the store. So we went home. So we came back the next day.
Okay.
And they said that this sir here said that Well, you left the dog, and we had to send the dog to the ASPCA and put the dog to sleep.
Okay, stop.
In one day.
In one day. All right.
One day.
Okay. Did you stop?
Sure.
Do you have any paperwork from the day that you left the dog, that Monday, when you left the dog with the Latino gentleman? Do you have any paperwork memorializing what you guys were agreeing to when you're leaving your property?
No, we did not.
Okay. Do you have any paperwork from the original sale of the dog?
We had everything.
May I please see that?
We had everything. We had all the paperwork. We had the receipts. We was in a lie for what day was that?
We go on 4 out of 7 days a week. We go to the library in Morrisania. And what happened was he was on the computer. I went to the ladies' room, and his backpack was taken
all my paperwork.
with all of our records.
All right.
He moved in on us.
Okay, I want to hear from you. Tell me what happened on the Monday when they brought the dog back.
Yes, I was there. They came in, they left the dog there. They had mentioned that the dog wasn't feeling good, there was something wrong with the leg. The gentleman that was there told them, you can't just leave the dog here. Okay, why don't you take it to Ben? And discuss that with them. And they decided, no, we're leaving. So they just walked away and they just left the dog there.
Okay, what did they say was their intention in leaving the dog there? What did they say? Well, we want our money back, we don't want the dog. What did they say?
Well, they mentioned, look, I don't want my money back.
That's right.
I just want the dog to get better.
Okay.
Right.
And they just walked away.
But according to you, they walked away without permission to walk away and leave the dog.
Right.
Did the dog get sent to the ASPCA within 24 hours?
No, it wasn't 24 hours. I think it was several days after it ended up at the Center for Animal Care and Control. The policy is that the dog would have gotten sent to the facility within 24 hours, but it was not convenient for someone to take it there. So as a result, the dog actually spent several days at the location.
And why is your policy to send the dog there within 24 hours?
All right, if the dog would come in and the dog needed medical attention, then it would have gone to probably see one of the vets that we were associated with.
Well, this dog needed medical attention. I don't think there's any dispute about that one.
There is some dispute.
Why?
Dispute about whether the dog needed medical attention.
Why?
Because what they're stating, as far as there was an issue with the dog's leg or the dog was on prednisone or any of that stuff, that's not the case at all.
Do you have records from the vet?
No, I don't have any.
Do you have records from the vet?
And we asked them.
Do you have records from the vet?
No, I don't. But it was all
but the records from the vet don't have anything to do with the backpack.
Right.
You could have gotten the records from the vet. All right, go ahead.
When I saw the dog, which I think was the other 2 or 3 days, the animal was bright, the animal was alert.
So then why did you send it to the ASPCA?
Because the property is not ours.
So
it's not our property.
No, but I don't understand it. If it's not your property, it's not yours to send to the ASPCA either. Like, in other words, you don't think, if legally speaking the property's not yours, why do you think that it's better to send it to the ASPCA than to sell it? It makes no difference. Either way, you're doing something with it that you're not authorized to do in your eyes, which is not, by the way, your defense. Your defense is he abandoned the dog.
Yeah,
so,
which is this.
well, if he abandoned the dog, then you do have a right to do something with the dog. I'm just wondering why send it to the ASPCA if it's healthy. I understand why you do that if it wasn't healthy, but that's a kill shelter, right? What happened with this dog? Did anybody ever bother to find out before you came to people's court?
No, I did not.
So are you buying this defendant's story that the plaintiff abandoned the dog?
Not at all.
Why?
The story just doesn't add up.
Why wouldn't they just resell it if the dog were healthy?
If it was a perfectly healthy dog, you just sell the dog.
You buying that?
I'm thinking that abandonment, they adopted the dog. They took the dog in. So on one hand, they should keep the dog, but then at the same time...
No, they gave it to a kill shelter. So the question is, do you believe this dog was really healthy if they just gave it to a kill shelter?
The pet shop would want to sell it again and make more of a profit.
That's what I'm thinking. That's what I'm thinking going inside the courtroom.
Nobody can be bothered to make a phone call to find out if that dog got adopted or not. Nobody. No. Not you guys couldn't, and you guys couldn't. Nobody here knows what happened to the dog.
Judge,
do you know? Yes or no? Do you know what happened to the dog?
He told us.
Yes or no? What happened?
He told us that he put the dog to sleep.
The
dog been killed.
Can I ask you a question though? Because you're a grown-up. Why don't you want to find that out for yourself and contact and drive over at that very moment to the ASPCA and find out if that's true? Show me your paperwork from the day you turned in the dog.
It was my fault. Stupid, I guess, because I didn't. And I should have called.
Where is the contract for the sale of the dog? I already got them. The dog ate their homework, okay? Where is the contract for the sale of the dog? These are just forms. There's no signature by the buyer. Where is the contract for the sale of the dog, do you have there the purchase for the dog? Where it says, I agree to buy a dog, I'm paying X. Do you have that?
No. I apologize, Judge.
Did you have your backpack stolen at the library?
No, I did not.
Okay.
I have my backpack.
Hand back now to my bailiff everything that... Okay. Now, among these documents are 2 forms. One of them is New York law on dogs, and you're saying that this was handed at the sale.
Yep.
And you can't dispute that because you're not showing me something that's different than this, okay? And this has some very specific instructions for dog purchasers on what they're to do if an animal is sick, okay? And what it says is, go take your dog to a vet, and if you take your dog to a vet and a vet certifies that there is something wrong with the dog at the time that was unfit for purchase at the time of your purchase, not something that developed at your house, but something that made it unfit for purchase. You're nodding because you know all this, right?
No, I'm acknowledging it.
I assume that you, at least before coming here, you looked it up or no?
Yeah.
Okay. It says you have 3 rights. One of them would be the right to return the animal and receive a refund plus whatever it costs you to certify the animal was sick. The other one is to return the animal and receive an exchange animal plus whatever it costs you to certify the animal was sick. And the third one is to keep the animal and have your vet bills reimbursed up to the cost of the animal. So you would have $500 to be reimbursed with because that's what the animal cost you. So your first $500 of the vet bill, if you decided to keep the animal, would have been paid for.
I never received training.
Okay.
I'm sorry to
now,
interrupt you.
I have 2
Anything
problems.
like
Let me
that.
tell you what the 2 problems are with that. Number 1, my first problem, is that you're supposed to know the law. Ignorance of the law is no excuse. So no matter what, okay, you're supposed to know.
Okay.
So all you got to do is go on that internet you're on at the library 4 times a week and see sick puppy sold by pet dealer, whatever, and then you would have known. That's number 1. But number 2, what am I, tell me what you think I am supposed to do when the law is abundantly clear what your responsibilities are as a pet owner. You're not supposed to drop a dog off at the pet store and say, see you in a few days, bye, tag your it. And then not find where he is and not follow up until the next day, according to you, until 4 days later, according to him. You tell me what I'm supposed to do with the fact that instead of doing what you're supposed to do, which every other citizen has to do, which is get a certification from the vet that says this dog is unfit for purchase. Even today at trial, you don't have that. You're supposed to have that before you can get your money back from them. But even today at trial, months later, you still don't have that. And so my hands are tied, and because you didn't follow a single thing the law tells you you have to follow, you could have kept that dog, taken it to the vet. You might have had to outlay the money at first, but at a minimum, how about just having the dog go to the vet that's there in their store and trying to work something out? Everything got mishandled in this case. Everything got mishandled in this case. But you are the guys who end up having to eat it because you're the guys coming to court and saying, I want to change everything. I want to pretend that I follow the law and that he has to reimburse me. And I cannot do that based on the facts that you have presented. My verdict in this case is for the defendants. If anyone cares, you can stick around and I'll try to find out what happened to the dog.
Just hold on right there, please.
Well, it's really too bad about the dog, and it's unfortunate you lose your case. Come on in here. What's going through your mind right now? You stand right next to her right here.
It's unfortunate that people lie and mishandle animals who are live animals. I never would have come to court without making this up, lying.
I can't believe myself.
What do you think happened to this dog?
Well, this guy said he put the dog to sleep.
Is that what you think happened to it?
No, I think he resold it. That's what I really think he did. He's a liar, he's pathetic, and he lied in court. If there was a thing that where he had to go to jail for lying, they'd put the cuffs on his right now because he's a liar.
Don't swear on it.
All right.
That's exactly what he is.
All right, you head right down around the corner, okay? Documents are waiting for you right down there. All right, so step on in here. What kind of manager are you?
A manager that protects my business and hopefully, help people whenever it's possible.
Is it a good idea to buy from a pet store or maybe a breeder, or which is better?
I don't think the problem is necessarily where the animal came from. Okay. I think the feathers were probably ill-prepared for the responsibility.
Harvey?
Okay, we really struggled to get an update on the fate of this dog, and we simply couldn't find out, and something I personally wanted to know as well. That will do it for this case. Litigants for the next case on the way into the courtroom right now.